Hey, for the new year, my name is Gobi.models. Today I'm going to show you how to paint the iconic SSO Cliff Camouflage pattern for bolt action, using the step-by-step guide shown in. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can achieve this look on your miniature too. So let's get started. When it comes to paint the late war German infantry for bolt action, getting the uniform color right is the key for that authentic historical look. For these special miniatures, we are combining the classic German uniform base with the iconic SSO Cliff Camouflage pattern. When you work on the 1.8mm figure, the secret isn't just in base color. It's in your hand to highlights, especially when it comes to the German infantry trousers. You want them to look live in the battle warm and historic accurate, not like they just came out of a clean supply crate. For the special look, I'm avoiding a pure white or bring highlights instead. I'm creating a custom mix. I'm taking sky gray and a field gray and blend them into ratio 1:1. This combination is fantastic because the sky gray cuts through the depths of the field gray but keep the early muted tone that the uniform actually had. When applying this mix, focusing on the highest point, think about where the light would naturally hit the cloth, the top of the thighs and the knees, and their sharp folds where the fabric bunch up. To make figure pop, I paint the helmet using orange ochre. This shade perfectly captures the sun bleaching, dusty look common in Normandy campaign. It creates a fantastic contrast against the dark camouflage pattern and really draw the eye to the head of the model. This orange ochre acts as perfect foundation and may make that oxidized, battle-worn look and provides a strict contrast against the dark tone of the camouflage uniform. It's not just the color, it's just a way to tell the story of the soldier who's been in the field for weeks. Once I weather it down with a dark wash, that orange base will peek through, give that authentic metal and rusty texture that really sell the realism of the model. Then I add a camouflage net. For the net instead, I use German BG World War II. This color choice is crucial because it keeps that net looking dusty and warm rather than brand new. It breaks up the silhouette of the helmet and tie where the whole color palette of the uniform together. When I apply a subtle wash over the netting, it would essentially the grade of the mesh, making that German BG World to really stand out and give that helmet a deep, realistic texture. For the breadpack, I apply a German BG World 2 also. It's the perfect one for the field warm gear piece, since the material was essentially heavy, that the canvas, that khaki shade, capture a job that been exposed that element for weeks. This is a nice neutral tone that grounds the model and adds another layer of realism to the soldier loadout. And I'll also apply a German BG World War II on pound cheese for STG-44. To bring out the details and define the folds, I'm using German BG World War II as the highlights. This tone creates a much more natural transition than using white, and it really impressed the texture of the fabric, given the gear and weather-filled warm appearance. For the canvas, I use flat brown. It gives a nice distilled leather tone for the straps and the cover. Create a good contrast against the khaki breadback. It's a small detail, but it's a core difference that make the edgeband look authentic and clearly defined. For the base color of the camouflage, I decided to go with the dot 44 from AK Interaction, instead of the standard pale brown. The reason is simple. I want to capture an authentic vibration look of the late war German P pattern. Camouflage pale brown can often look too flat or generic and 28mm model. The dot 44 on the other hand has a much richer, more specially tone that represent the actual use of the uniform far better. It gives the camouflage the depth and the character it needs right from the start, making that overall piece look more realistic and historically grounded. Now, once the base layer is set, it's time to bring out the volume for highlights on the camouflage. I'm using custom mix of AK.34 and a cork mix in 1:1 ratio. I choose this special blend because pure highlights can sometimes make camouflage look too bright or artificial. By adding the cork tone, the highlights mainly that late work quality while still proving enough contrast to make the individual shape of the oak leaf pattern. Now with the base coat layer is finished, it's time to signify camouflage pattern. I'm using dark green for the main spots instead of painting solid shapes. I'm using a strip or deutic technique. I'm taking a small, fine tapped brush and gently dabbing the paint on irregular clouds. The key here is to keep the dots tight and variable in size. This creates that authentic, spectral look of the late war German oak leaf camouflage. It's a slow progress, but it's really pays off. But layer the small green dots over the base, the uniform stop looking like a flat block of the color and start looking like a complex, field warm girdle that break up the soldier's silhouette perfectly. Now to build up the oak leaf camouflage pattern, I'm using fern green for the primary leaf shapes. This process requires a bit of patience rather than painting solid blocks. I'm using a staple technique to dab the paint on the organic irregular clouds. The goal is to mimic the soft, overall nature of the actual oak leaf pattern. By layering the asphalt green depths, the uniform gains the complex, shifting depth that break up the figure silhouette perfectly. It's a meditation, hands-on process. But layering these tones is exact what gives the camouflage its realistic, field warm character. To make the small edgement detail pop, I use sky gray on the buckle of the Epsilon straps and the belt buckle. The strip's light tone create a necessary contrast, ensuring the metal hardware stand out against the camouflage uniform. For shading, I apply a dark tone wash over the entire miniature, except for face and hands. This tie all curl together, settle into the recesses and really define the folds in the fabric and the details on the gear. For the face and hands, I use strong skin shade. It's perfectly way to add the depth to the skin tone without making them look too dark or muddy. Essentially, the soldier look too realistic. And finally, I add the STG-44. I'm honest bit obsessed with that weapon. It really completes the iconic light for look, and it just stand out as the Cinderella of the piece of the model. To take it to the next level, I use photo attach part for extra detail. I also add the silver tank destructor budget on the sleeves, a small detail that tell a big story about this soldier combat experience. And that's all for this video. From the oak leaf camo to the final details like the tank destroyer budget and the STG-44. I'm really happy with this, how this pattern turned out. Let me know into the comments what do you think about this final look. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video. And if you like the video, don't forget to give me a like, write a comment and subscribe the video. Have a nice day and goodbye.